I think the most important decision you're probably going to make if you're in college is who you surround yourself with, because you become like the people you surround yourself with. And I sort of have this hiring heuristic at Meta, which is that I will only hire someone to work for me if I could see myself working for them. Not necessarily that I want them to run the company because I like my job, but in an alternate universe, if it was their company and I was looking to go work somewhere, would I be happy to work for them? And I think that's a helpful heuristic to help balance. When you're building something like this, there's a lot of pressure to, you want to build out your teams because there's a lot of stuff that you need to get done. And, everyone always says, don't compromise on quality, but there's this question of, okay, how do you know that someone is good enough? And I think my answer is, I would want someone to be on my team if I would work for them. But I think that's actually a pretty similar answer to if you were choosing friends or a partner or something like that. So when you're kind of in college, trying to figure out what your circle is going to be, trying to figure out, you're evaluating different job opportunities, who are the people, even if they're going to be peers in what you're doing, who are the people who in an alternate universe you would want to work for them because you think you're going to learn a lot from them, because they are kind of values aligned on the things that you care about, and they're going to and they're going to push you, but also they know different things and have different experiences that are kind of more of what you want to become like over time. So I don't know. I think probably people are too, in general, objective focused and maybe not focused enough on the connections and the people who they're basically building relationships with. You have the people around you who you care the most about, and then there's this bigger thing that maybe you're building. And I think that in my own life, I sort of think about this tension, but I started this whole company and my life's work is around human connection. So the thing that I go to first is just that human connection is the meaning. And I think that it's a thing that our society probably systematically undervalues. I just remember, when I was growing up and in school, it's do your homework and then go play with your friends after. And it's no, well, what if playing with your friends is the point? I think it's interesting because I think people tend to think about that stuff as wasting time, or that's what you do in the free time that you have. But what if that's actually the point?
Yeah.
So that's one. But here's maybe a different way of coming at this, which is maybe a more religious in nature. There's a rabbi who I've studied with who kind of gave me this. We were talking through Genesis and the Bible and the Torah, and they're basically walking through. It's the 7 days of creation, and basically it's why does the Bible start there? Right? It's it could have started anywhere, right? In terms of how to live, but basically it starts with talking about how God created people in her image, but the Bible starts by talking about how God created everything. So I actually think that there's a compelling argument that I think I've always just found meaningful and inspiring, that a lot of the point of what sort of religion has been telling us that we should do is to create and build things. So these things are not necessarily at odds. I think probably to some degree you'd expect me to say something like this because I've dedicated my life to creating things that help people connect. So that's sort of the fusion of getting back to what we talked about earlier. It's what I studied in school was psychology and computer science, right? So these are the two themes that I care about. But I don't know, for me that's kind of what I think about. That's what matters.